His son, James Burke, glad you came to see. It's all about him, though you see me, 'cause we are one. We're the sons. The two's been waiting, so here we come. We are one. We're here to draw the souls, so we're one. We are one. And you can join in, or you can join me. We are one. Still the whole world's gonna watch us have fun. We are one.
Hello and welcome back. It is Story Time Saturday. So I'm glad you're here and I want to tell you a story. I don't know if you know who I am, especially those of you who may be watching me from America, but I wanted to tell you a story. And since it's Black History Month, I figured I'd tell you a story that hopefully will encourage you and inspire you to keep being strong, especially strong Black women. So I'm going to tell you a little story. It all started, my sisters and I am one of 7, and we were headed to go get some water, put in our troughs and water the flock for our dad. And so we were doing what we usually do, and we're walking, we get to the well, and we get ready, and we get this water. At least we're trying to. But some shepherd guys come out, and they basically drive us away. They get rid of us. And so, you know, this is not something that's abnormal, and we usually have to sit around, we have to wait, all kinds of things. But we get the job done. It just takes a little while. But this time, when those shepherd boys came and tried to drive us away, a man stood up. And he not only rescued us and saved us, but he filled our troughs with water and he watered our flock. And so we were able to take our flock and we went back to our dad. And when we went back to my dad said, "What are you guys doing here so soon? You're back so soon." And we told him there was this guy from Egypt who helped us out. And so because he helped us, we were able to get the water, get the flocks watered, and get everything we needed because of his help. And my dad said, "Well, where is he? Bring him back. Give him some bread," right? And I don't know about you, especially at what age you are now, but let me tell you something, girls. I'm going to just tell you this just on the side here. My dad said, bring him back. Give him something to eat. And I know we live in a culture now where everybody wants to be the meal, right? Everybody wants to be a snack, right? And instead of you being the meal or being the snack, I think brunch will do. You can give your gratitude to a man or to someone who's helped you. You can give your gratitude by simply giving them a little bit of a brunch, okay? You don't have to give yourself away. Let that be a note to you. But let it also be a note that a thank you might include a meal, right? So my dad says bring him back and give him some bread. So we go get him, we bring him back, give him some bread, and then he and my dad actually begin to get really close, and he sticks around, he helps my dad out, and I'm the woman that my dad chooses for him. So we get married. We have children. We have a pretty good life. Everything's good. Nothing abnormal is going on. And then one day, my husband goes, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit of this story. I don't want you to think we're crazy over here, but I'll just tell you a little bit of the story. He goes and he says, when he goes up, apparently he has some experience with a bush that is on fire, but it's not being consumed. And he looks over at this bush that's on fire, but not being consumed. And then all of a sudden he says he starts hearing a voice that speaks to him. Not only does it speak to him, but he starts to have these experiences with a rod and snake and a leprous hand, and it goes away. So he legitimately has an encounter with God. Well, when he comes back, to my surprise, he's got a whole purpose that he's got to fulfill. So he comes back to me and he says, well, I won't say what he says. I'll just say it like this. He puts me and our kids on a donkey and we head back to Egypt, where he's from. I don't really know everything that's in store, but I'm just following my husband. And then as we go, you know, I meet his brother, I meet his sister, and we're still going to Egypt. But all of a sudden, something happens, and it's like he gets really ill and he's getting ready to die. And as he's ill, and I realize that God's getting ready to take his life. I realize that the reason God's getting ready to take his life is because he didn't circumcise our son. So I do it. Yeah, I do it. I circumcise him, and I take the foreskins of my son's foreskin, and I drop it at his feet, angry, because I almost lost him and our family. Everything was threatened in that moment. I realized, and I want to encourage you with this, that oftentimes as Black women, we are often criticized for our strength. We are often given stereotypes that make us seem too angry, too strong, not submissive enough, not this, not that. But I want to encourage you, especially on this Black History Day, that as a Black woman, I too was not accepted. In fact, his brother and his sister didn't accept me because I was an Ethiopian woman. Now, there are many people that have different beliefs about the exact reason why being an Ethiopian woman was an issue. But the bottom line is, I was an Ethiopian woman and they didn't receive me. And I know that over in America, you guys have some issues sometimes being accepted because of the color of your skin and where you're from and what maybe you have experienced. I want you to not be afraid of that strength. I want to encourage you that it was that strength that I didn't shy away from that saved my husband's life. If I would have squandered and tried to hide myself because I didn't want him to feel a certain kind of way, I would have lost him. God was angry with him. And God was getting ready to take his life. But because I circumcised our son, God removed his anger from him, and we were able to continue the journey. I'll tell you something, it was incredible. I don't care what you think and what you've been through, it was incredible to see him. To see all that the Lord had done. Man, we walked and I saw miracles performed by his hand. I saw the Red Sea split by my husband's hand. And I just want to encourage you today that maybe people hate you just because of what you look like. Maybe people don't trust you. Maybe people try to minimize those who are connected to you because of what you look like. I want you to know that if you've experienced something like that, you're not the first. It's been happening at least since Exodus 2-4 and Numbers chapter 12. I want you to know that I am Zipporah, the wife of Moses. And as a Black woman, I too have experienced people not liking me because of who I am, because of where I'm from. And so what a beautiful story to tell you on this great Black History Day month, that no matter where you are, be exactly who you are, because who you are is exactly what you're supposed to be for somebody else. You may be responsible to set someone free, to save somebody's life. So I hope you're encouraged today to don't shy away from your strength. You're strong because you're supposed to be strong, right? If you've experienced discrimination, if you've been hated because of what you look like, you're not the first. So be encouraged today.
Who said the Bible didn't know the struggle? Someone who clearly didn't read it.
I am RJ. This is RJ's World. And that was just a little bit about discrimination in the Bible. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed story time.
His son, Jay's world, glad you came to see. It's all about him, though you see